Today I have a whole host of outfit ideas with one beautiful pair of white trousers and the many different ways you could style them this season, keeping that timeless, chic and put together look, but hopefully in ways that will be very easy for you to recreate. I feel very fortunate to be partnering with the beautiful collection at Lily Silk today, with what has to be their best collection yet. So I am very excited to share what I chose a little bit later in this video. But first, let me get started with some of my favorite white trousers outfit ideas. So I'm starting these outfit ideas with a look that I've actually worn a couple of times already. I cannot tell you how beautiful this shirt feels to wear. It is so ridiculously soft against my skin, so I do feel rather decadent being head to toe in beautiful silk. But I also think white trousers do seem to look particularly beautiful when paired with blue and white stripes. You don't have to go with a pure silk on your top half, it could be cotton. I just think it's that contrast of colours that works so nicely. Now, as you can see, the trousers are a tiny bit long, so they're doing a little bit of a puddle at the hem. Personally, that's how I like to wear them, but there is a slight method to my madness. By not taking them up, it just enables me to be able to style them in lots of different ways, with perhaps a high heel, a mid heel, my trainers. They're going to work with lots of different pairs of shoes. So this next outfit idea, as you can see, is obviously a lot more relaxed than some of the others I've shown you, but I really wanted to share how lovely I think white trousers look with a great pop of colour like this yellow. Now obviously you don't have to go with yellow like I have, you could go with any pop of colour, and I think the effect would still be the same. But a nice tip to bring that outfit into a bit more of a casual, everyday kind of look would be to really think about the contrast of those fabrics. So as you can see, this is a cotton t-shirt, and I think the juxtaposition of that cotton satin against quite a luxury feeling silk, it's that contrast that I think, one, works really nicely together, but two, makes the overall look feel a little bit more relaxed and a bit more everyday kind of style. And I guess you wouldn't initially think that a t-shirt could work with quite an elevated, very polished pair of trousers, but hopefully you agree, I think it really does. So as you can see, I've added trainers on my feet with this outfit idea, again just to help it feel a little bit more chilled out. But a happy bonus of these particular trainers, because they're quite chunky and wide I suppose, is that they're just catching those hems, so it's stopping them dragging on the floor. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below which is your favourite outfit idea out of all of these. It'd be really interesting to hear which one everyone goes for, because I'm imagining everyone will choose something different, which is absolutely fine. We've definitely all got our different styles, and to be honest, that is the joy of fashion. It should be hugely individual. Now, I must admit, I do love wearing white on white, and probably my default setting would be to add a little white camisole under this, or perhaps going a little bit more casual and have that contrast. But I recently got this top down from the attic from last summer, and I thought, you know what, it'd be really nice to just add a colour into the mix. And I do think it works really nicely together. When I'm wearing a top like this, which is obviously quite bright and it's also a print, I do feel the need to tone it down a little bit, just so it's not quite so in your face. And an easy way to do this would be to simply add a blazer over the top. Now obviously in summer, while it's quite warm and sunny outside, the obvious answer for that would be to go for something in linen, or perhaps a nice fine cotton blazer if that's something you've got in your own wardrobe. It's just about having that tonal element that matches with your trousers on your top half, that almost dilutes the print a little bit, but then as a combination as a whole, I think it works really nicely together. How to style white trousers this summer 2023 and still feel really elegant and chic, I would have to include at least one black and white outfit idea. I think these trousers would absolutely work with something black on your top half that's quite casual. But for this outfit idea, I wanted to show you something I would genuinely wear out and about, perhaps if we're going out for a nice dinner. And quite in contrast to the other blazer outfit idea that I showed you before, I do like the simplicity of plain fabrics. And although this summer particularly, I have stepped myself out of my comfort zone quite a bit, my natural, personal, go-to kind of style is probably preferring those plainer fabrics. I've added my favorite kitten heels on my feet. These are ones that I got from John Lewis by Charles & Keith. My beautiful bow top is actually incredibly old, probably about 15 years old now, showing my age, but I still absolutely love it just as much today as I did when I first got it. And the blazer is actually David's. I have borrowed it from his wardrobe because it has that perfectly oversized shape. Obviously it is pretty oversized and the shoulders are quite wide, but I actually really like that juxtaposition from the wide shoulders on my top half to that slim portion on my bottom being in white. So hopefully he doesn't mind me pinching items out of his wardrobe. Makes a change from me stealing his socks. So as mentioned before, I have the great pleasure of partnering with Lily Silk for today's video. They've just launched their new collection as we look ahead to that transitional period. And aside from having that impeccable quality that we all know and love from Lily Silk, the colors and shapes are so very beautiful. So straight away, I knew I had to choose this stunning pair of trousers. And in keeping with the theme of this video, I'm going to share 4 different ways to wear them. Not only for now, but also thinking ahead of how to look chic, polished and put together through into autumn too. Now, obviously, the main point of difference with this pair of trousers is the color, with this deep and really rather beautiful dark chocolate brown tone. Made from 100% mulberry silk, which is the creme de la creme of the silk world, the fabric, as you would imagine, feels amazing. So in this first outfit idea, I've added in one stunning mulberry silk shirt in this deep olive tone. I'm really loving all these rich and quite autumnal tones that Lily Silk have decided to go with this season. It feels luxurious and very decadent, but in a genuinely wearable fashion. Definitely their best collection yet, in my humble opinion. Another day and another beautiful shirt, and hopefully a look that could be worn to the office as much as it could be for, say, an evening out, perhaps styled with a nice pair of heels. The attention to detail with this gentle wrap of the silk at the front makes a really interesting shape, and although I'm styling it here with the silk trousers, it would work just as nicely with a bit of a high-low look, say with your denim jeans too. Next up, I couldn't resist a snuggly knit. The first, coincidentally, that I've added to my wardrobe, thinking of autumn ahead. And what a beautifully made snuggly knit it is. Made from a blend of wool and cashmere, it has elevated knitwear written all over it. I really like the ribbed effect, the raglan sleeves, the thought that's gone into choosing the right buttons, ones that just feel subtle and unobtrusive, and of course this shawl collar that makes it stand out from the rest. Last but not least, a fairly obvious choice I know, but I was so chuffed to see that they've brought back my favourite striped shirt in a new colourway, so I had to add it into my basket. Made from that same 100% mulberry silk that just drapes beautifully in all the right places, and it has that slight sheen to the fabric that just catches the light a little bit as you move. Hopefully you agree, Lily Silk have really outdone themselves this season. And it's been an absolute pleasure sharing some beautiful items that are new in store. And this is just 5 out of a whole host of pieces I could have quite happily added into my basket. So at the end of this video, please do click the link in the description box below and discover all the beautiful new in pieces for yourself. Going for a really relaxed look now, but thinking about all those different textures that you could add into the mix. Now obviously this is quite a casual look, but I think you could very easily make this feel a bit more dressed up if you wanted to, but try and think about the feel of the items that you add into the mix of your outfit ideas, because it will really pay off in how they look in the end. So as you can see, I am just wearing a very simple tank top with a V-neck over the top, but because those items have been made from 100% linen, you've got that lovely, fine, very summery looking texture in the mix. And then of course the contrast of that linen sat against the silk. I just love that look. I think it works really, really nicely. It feels very luxe, but in a very low-key kind of fashion, which is probably why I love this outfit so much. I've kept it very simple on my feet and just added a pair of sandals. I think something open toe, so you see a little bit of skin peeping out from the bottom of those trousers. I think that helps to make the overall feel a little bit more chilled out and relaxed. How to style white trousers or white pants, depending on where you're from, and I had to squeeze in there at least one waistcoat look. It is of course one of the big fashion trends for this spring summer, but now that I know I really like this look, it's definitely something that I could imagine myself wearing and styling into lots of different outfit ideas in summers to come, whether it's on trend or not. I just think it's a really chic look. I mean, it is quite masculine looking obviously, and slightly androgynous actually, but you can very easily add in those feminine touches if you wish and bring it back to your own personal style. But overall, I think the look of waistcoats is pretty cool. I'm really glad this has become a bit of a thing. Styling wise, I've actually kept this very, very simple. So much so that I sort of second guessed myself in the mirror thinking, is this too simple? Is it a bit boring? Should I not be doing something a bit more elaborate? But the reality is this is how I would genuinely style this outfit. And I think that's what you actually want to see from me. So we're going with a super simple, very minimal look. So onto a bit of an out look with this pair of white trousers and adding in a lovely sprinkle of gold. Now this is a top that I got recently from Suzanne actually, and it's been made from, I think a majority of it is silk, and there's a tiny bit of Lurex in there, which is obviously what's giving it that gold metallic feel. I really love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful, so much so actually that I went for the dress version as well. Definitely a couple of forever pieces for my wardrobe. But thinking of styling this pair of white trousers, I do really like that combination of gold and white together. I think it's very fresh, it's very summery. Basically, it just makes me smile, which is never a bad idea. And obviously as well, having that metallic element to it just adds another dimension of interest, a bit more texture into the mix. It just kind of gives the outfit idea a little bit more oomph. Sadly, I don't have a gold belt, and that would have gone perfectly with this outfit idea. So I've just added in a light taut, quite matte looking belt, so it kind of just blends into the background. And then I've tied that tone in quite nicely with my lovely handbag. On my feet, I have gone gold-tastic. I love these heels. They're a couple of years old now, but still going strong, beautiful quality. Although these exact ones aren't still in stock, they do have something very, very similar on their website, so I shall add a link for you all in the description box. Adding stripes into the mix again this time, but obviously going for a lot more of a casual look than I did before with the silk shirt. So this lovely top is probably one of my most worn pieces in my entire wardrobe. This is just that classic Breton stripe cotton top that I generally tend to wear on repeat. I'll wear it with jeans, I wear it with a skirt, I'd wear it with leather trousers in winter. It's just that fail-safe piece made to perfection, in my humble opinion. What I really love about this top is the buttons on the shoulder here. I think that's a really nice touch. Rather than just add in any old button that was kind of off the shelf as such, when they've gone for something a little bit different or perhaps looks a bit more vintage, you can see that effort almost within the piece. So hopefully this outfit idea is proving that no matter how casual the other elements are that you add into the mix, the outfit overall will still feel really put together. I mean, I've gone for trainers on my feet with this look because I wanted it to feel really casual, but you could make this look a little bit smarter by maybe adding ballet flats on your feet. You could add a blazer over the top as we get through to autumn, or go with a striped tank or maybe a striped camisole instead. So when you've got those cotton items or a t-shirt even, it just brings it back down into something a bit more everyday wear, hopefully giving you lots of outfit ideas and inspiration for those smarter pairs of trousers that you might already have in your own wardrobe. So this is my luxe version of my shopping outfit. I feel very put together, it still feels quite polished, but in a really low-key kind of fashion. So I'm just wearing my lovely, quite heavyweight tank top underneath. That one's actually got a rib detail in it. And a bit like cotton t-shirts, no two tanks are created equal. It's really, really helpful if you keep your eye out for those little details, just those points of interest that will make the tank top stand out just that little bit more and feel a bit more luxe. And that doesn't have to mean spending more money in the slightest at all. It's just about shopping around and making sure you spend your pennies wisely on the nicest quality that you can afford within your own budget. I got my sandals on my feet because that is genuinely what I will wear out to the shops throughout summer. And I finished with my denim jacket. This is definitely something I would personally reach for, but obviously if you live somewhere hotter than me, you're probably looking at this thinking, I definitely can't be wearing a denim jacket at the minute. That's okay. I think the outfit works just as nicely without. But if like me, you have quite temperamental weather, shall we say, I think a denim jacket not only brings it back into something very casual and everyday, but it's quite nice to be able to have that other tone in the mix as well. And looking at this outfit, actually, I think it would work just as nicely with, say, my khaki denim jacket as well. So don't feel like you have to stay with something blue. I would just have a play with the different ones you've got in your own wardrobe. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. I really hope you've all enjoyed this how to style white leg, white trousers video with a hint of that quiet luxury style about the looks. I've linked all the outfits I've featured today in the description box below. A huge thank you again to Lily Silk. Don't forget to click the link below to view their new autumn collection. And if you do decide to shop, don't forget those discount codes too. And most importantly, a huge thank you to all you lovely subscribers. I love sharing styling tips and outfit ideas with you all, so I'm just glad to hear that you find them helpful. I shall be back on Sunday with all my outfit ideas I wore on our summer holiday, so hopefully you will join me then. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Big hugs.